Let's continue our exploration of the brush categories with the blenders. Blenders are one of the most common types of brushes that I use. One of the reasons why I was really drawn to Corel Painter is because it has some of the best blenders on the market. There is an almost infinite variety of looks to the blenders in this application. And you can do more than just mix colors. You can also add textures to objects and refine shapes with blenders. Some blenders blend to transparency, while others blend to white to simulate a wet-on-wet painting style. Blending can be broken down into a few different techniques: blurring, mixing, diffusion, smudging, and scattering, with many of these blenders utilizing more than one of these techniques. The most basic blending technique is blurring. As we looked at in a previous lesson, this brush softens the edges of pixels, making them blurry. If the blurring is strong enough, you will eventually see the colors mix together. If I paint along the edge of my paint layer, you can see that this blending type blends to transparency. If you look in the General panel in Advanced Brush Controls, Blur uses the plugin method and the Blur Brush subcategory. Next, I'll revert the template and return to the Blender's General category. I'll select the Just Add Water brush. This brush mixes the color together, creating an intermediate color. As you can see, this brush also blends to transparency. Rather than the settings in the General panel, what's causing this brush to mix colors is the bleed property. Just Add Water is a great brush for blending wet media like watercolor. The spacing property also has an effect on the color mixture. A higher spacing will separate the dabs so the mixture is more even. A lower spacing may make the dabs too close together, creating more of a smudging that is dominated by one color or the other. For a blend that is more grainy, we can try diffusion style blending. The Blur Diffuser brush works well for this. Diffusion scatters the pixels to mix them up rather than adding the colors together to create an intermediate color. If you use a very light touch, you can lightly fuzz up the paint. Or you can use heavier pressure for a stronger mixing of the pixels. Diffusion is created using the plugin method and the Diffuse Motion brush subcategory. Blur Diffuser, or Diffuse Blur as I call it, is one of my favorite brushes, and one of the brushes that I use the most in my paintings. Unfortunately, diffusion blenders blend to white rather than transparency, creating white fringe. We'll look at how to eliminate this white fringe later in this course. Next, we'll try the Coarse Oily brush in the Messy Blenders category. If I blend with this brush, you can see it's mostly smudging the paint. The smudging effect is created with the drip method. Adding paper grain to change the shape of the dab can give you a wide range of looks. If I choose Featherland for my paper grain, you can see that it makes the paint look kind of sticky, like it's starting to dry. I'll choose the Speckle Diffuser in the Messy Blenders category next. Scattering is sort of a mix between smudging and diffusion. For example, this brush creates a lot of small dabs that scatter the pixels. Unlike diffusion, which has a static shape, scattering is more dynamic and can utilize paper grain, dab stencil, and particle movement. The scattering effect is created by the plugin method and the liquid brush subcategory. But you can also use the drip method to get a similar effect while also adding paper grain. As you're beginning to see, it's possible to get a lot of different blending effects in Corel Painter. Many blenders can be found outside of the blenders categories as well. For example, the knife blender in the artist oils category. I'll need to reset it. This gives us a painterly looking blending effect by mixing and smudging the paint. If you want a blender with a little more character, you can use one of the messy blenders. Messy blenders have a stronger blending effect and are used more for creating randomization and texture rather than precise blending. Though these brushes only blend, you could create a dirty blender effect by adding a tiny bit of resaturation and choosing a color to blend into the mix. As you can see, adding a hint of blue gives the effect that I'm blending with a brush that is loaded with a little bit of paint. Brushes that paint may also be converted into blenders. For example, I can choose the Artist Oils Oily Short brush, which mostly adds paint, and I can make it into a blender by going to the Artist Oils flyout, decreasing the amount of paint, and increasing the blend. In the case of Artist Oils, blend is just the bleed property. You can increase the bleed property to make just about any brush blend. You can quickly toggle a brush between painting and blending using the blending panel presets. For example, I'll select the opaque bristle brush in the acrylics category. and I will paint a test stroke. To toggle it to a blender, I will open the blending flyout in the properties bar and choose the heavy blender preset. Now this brush blends instead of adding paint.